Okay, geographers, let's use some Excel to do a bit of GIS. So in this example, I'm actually going to use place names. I'm going to use settlements. So I've got place names. I've then got two random columns of data that I'm going to display and also a date element to it as well. So with my place names, I need to convert these so Excel can understand exactly where they are. So I've typed in some places, and the button that I need to look for is the data button. Okay, the data ribbon. So click data. And then in data types, it's geography, and it will actually convert all of these places or the words that you've typed in into place names. And you can check them just by clicking on the little map symbol next to them. So I can check that is Cardiff, that's the Cardiff I mean. And all of this data on here is actually held in Excel. It's quite clever. I didn't actually mean Hamilton though in Scotland. I actually meant the one in Ontario. So if you want to change it and edit it, that's clearly the one in Scotland. I can actually change it now to mean the one in Canada, and it will actually accept that. Okay, so sometimes you do need to check you're actually talking about the same place. Occasionally a list comes up on the right and you actually select. If you put a place name in, it doesn't understand, it will sort of try and help you out a little bit. So I'm happy with all those places. I'm going to highlight my little table. I'm going to make sure I'm in the data tab. I'm going to go to data model and then 3D map. Okay, there's my last tour that I did. I need a new one, so I'm going to click new tour. And then my data has appeared. You can see that Ontario has appeared around here. We're going to ignore that for the moment. I was really focusing on the UK ones. So the first thing I'll do is I'll click flat map to get away from the sphere, because I might print this out, so I want a flat map. I can put on map labels or turn them off again, but they're my places around. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add in some data now. So in the location bar, it's got settlements, it's got my cities in, and I'm going to draw some bar charts. So the heights, let's put in shoppers. Okay, so I've just got some shopping data, and it's done a 3D bar. And as you can see, you can sort of pan and tilt, and you can see those 3D bars that it's drawn on there, which is quite cool. And you can zoom in and out, etc., etc. If I put in a second height cost, okay, and make sure I'm on the sort of stacked bar chart, it will do a stacked bar chart for me, which is pretty cool. And like before, I can do pie charts. I can click on layer options. I can change the sizes of those. I can change the height of them, or the thickness it calls them now. I can change the colors for each of my variables. They're blue at the moment, but I can change one of them to red if I wanted to, etc., etc. As before, I can make a little video. If I've got a time element, I can click on time, and then the date appears at the top of the screen. I can right click, I can edit the format, so I just want the day and the month. I can play around with the size and colors. And the video I'm going to make is going to be 10 seconds at the moment. That's way too long. I'm going to click on this cog here, and then I can actually change it to about 3 seconds. And then in the bottom left, there's a play button, and I can click play and have that time element to my video as well. If I didn't want the time sort of movie, I can just do a screenshot of a still here. In the top left, I've got create video. I can actually click that and create an MP4 video that I could use in social media, for example, or just save it somewhere. Okay. I can also do a heat map. Okay, this button here in the top right, there's a heat map element to it. And you can again play around with the color scales. You can play around with the radius of influence and also the transparency of that. Okay, so there I've used very simply, I've used some place names to make some 3D stacked bar charts. I hope that was helpful. Bye.